Good morning. Excuse me. Good morning. Good morning, freedom marchers, freedom family, freedom lovers, freedom fighters. Snapzilla Gorilla, aka The Definition, hollering at y'all with this quick live stream because I just have a very interesting question. Just have a question about, Terrance Crawford being pound for pound #1 boxer in the world, which I believe he truly is. I think he is #1 pound for pound. But you know what I mean? I got questions. One question in particular, but I'm sure it'll lead to other things. Queen Mother Shaquila, how you doing? ZSA? Oh my God. Here goes Mr. Duke spamming. It's actually quite the beautiful morning. It done warmed up a little bit down here in South Carolina. You know what I'm saying? So it feels good. It's all good. Be careful, Shaquila. Don't be texting and driving. You know what I'm saying? Be careful out there. I just got a question, man. Like, Terrance Crawford is #1 pound for pound boxer in the world right now. Queen Sister Cameron, how you doing? Top of the morning. Peace and blessing to you and your family. I appreciate it. I'm gonna let her know. Anyway, so Terrance Crawford is #1 pound for pound boxer in the world. But what does that make Israel Madrimov? Right? Now, in terms of resume and career-wise, Terrance Crawford, he has built a pretty good resume in comparison to Israel Madrimov. But, Israel Madrimov had a long, extensive amateur career, which doesn't compare to professional boxing simply because of the length of the rounds or the number of rounds and all that good shit. But Israel Madrimov, with Terrance Crawford in going the distance. Cameron says, I guess it means Madrimov is the top of the Listen, Terrance Crawford is special, right? That's what people say, and I agree. Terrance Crawford is special, but there are a lot of special fighters, and I'm just wondering if Terrance Crawford is special, does that make Israel Madrimov special? You know what I'm saying? Because Israel Madrimov was able to throw Terrance Crawford off his game, get him off rhythm. You know what I'm saying? He controlled the ring. You know what I'm saying? He was able to get in some good body shots, and those straight right hands were a problem for Terrance Crawford, the special man, right? The #1 pound for pound king. And it is my belief, based on, and I've talked about this before, based on the 4, criteria for scoring boxing, that Madrimov clearly beat Terrance Crawford. Clearly beat Terrance Crawford in that fight. Like, there's no question in my mind. 8-4, right? Or even 3. And so, you got those deniers out there. Those are, and this can be a problem in the sport of boxing, right? Trump has did many. I don't understand. Every time I do a live stream, I don't understand why you motherfuckers come in here. At least hit the like button when you come in here, right? If y'all gonna come in here and troll, pay the troll toll with a like. You know what I'm saying? It's only right. Hit the like button and then keep on trolling. Yeah, they are. I mean, listen, this shit's crazy. But hey, it is what it is. Anyway, so, you got those out there. They want to call Israel Madrimov herky-jerky. Oh, he didn't throw nothing. He didn't land no combinations. He didn't do anything. But we all know. I mean, those of us who really looked at that fight objectively, we know that that's not true, right? Israel Madrimov landed the most clean, hard punches and landed more. He not only did he land more in the fight, he landed the more clean and hard punches. He had great ring generalship. He was able to get Crawford on the back foot. Not only that, he had him on the ropes, had him in a corner, had his way with him. Now, just because he didn't go in there charging and mauling does not mean that he did not handily beat Terrance Crawford. You know what I'm saying? And he felt Terrance Crawford's power and it didn't do anything to him. Terrance Crawford, can we really say that he has any power at 154 if he was not able to get Israel Madrimov to respect it? I mean, he dropped Errol Spence with a jab, with a right-hand jab. You know what I'm saying? In the second round of that fight. He landed the same thing against Israel Madrimov. And Israel Madrimov, it was nothing to him. Ricky Manor, I'm going to tell you like this. He did not land, he landed one combination, and he has no power. First of all, it was a sparring match. Y'all was some clowns. He had no power. I felt no power. He landed one combination. That was it. But whatever. So, I'm not trying to put Terrance Crawford down. I'm just trying to understand where our minds are at. When people say that Terrance Crawford clearly won against Israel Madrimov, I don't understand how that statement can be made with a straight face. When you say he clearly beat Israel Madrimov, where are you getting that from? Right? Where are we getting that from? Because it is not okay to try to convince people, including Terrance Crawford, that he beat Israel Madrimov. Clearly, right? You had to be real with him. Yeah, he won, according to the judges, but he didn't beat Israel Madrimov. Israel Madrimov, in reality, beat Terrance Crawford if you go with the 4 criteria that the judges were supposed to go with, right? Go back and look at that fight without commentary. You know what I'm saying? Just go through it. But I can guarantee you the people that are saying Terrance Crawford clearly won has not done it. They don't want to see it. Yes, Sister Cameron, they are clearly delusional. Made my legs buckle. This guy, Ricky Minter says, Mouse made my legs buckle. Oh, what an idiot. Anyway. It's just not good for Terrance Crawford, right? Now he's convinced that he can go up to 168 and handle Canelo Alvarez. Now, it in the history of boxing, that has been done. Just so y'all know, I allowed Ricky Manner's comment to appear on the live stream because I know that what he's saying is a lie. You know what I'm saying? It's all good though, you know, whatever. Mouse can't buckle anything. He buckled that one dude from Texas because, you know, the dude didn't really know what he was doing. Got knocked out by Mighty Mouse. Mighty Mouse, probably the only knockout Mighty Mouse has ever given to anybody. Even when he's beating up drunk people, when he's hitting on drunk people at Las Vegas Strip, you know, whatever. It is what it is. But we got to think about that. Israel Madrimov, is he dangerous? Is he a force to be reckoned with at 154 pounds? You know, he made it look convincing against Terrance Crawford. But the real question is Terrance Crawford, would he be any good at 154 pounds? You know what I'm saying? Is he going to be effective at 154 pounds? Judging from his display against Israel Madrimov. If he went up against a Bakram or, you know, even Sebastian Frondora, hell, Charles Cromwell, will he survive a fight against Charles Cromwell? Like, you have to ask these questions. You know, pound for pound, you know, a lot of people have their own criteria, you know, but I think it is universally accepted that you have to be able to, you know, you move up several weight classes and are still effective. Like, if you fought at any particular weight, would you be the best at that weight class, right? Well, Terrance Crawford went from 147 to 154, right? That is how many? 7 pound, that is a 7 pound jump. And 7 pounds from 147 to 154 and did not look very effective against somebody who had, 11 fights at 154 pounds as a professional. Cameron says Bud can box the hell out of Canelo and Canelo will be gifted the decision. Oh, yeah, exactly. Absolutely. I believe Terrance Crawford would have to, he would have to do what basically, what's his name? Goddamn. Bivol, Dimitri Bivol. Well, yeah, he would have to KO him or make it look like Dimitri Bivol looked, like, to make it just very clear that, you know, he just completely outlanded, completely had, you know, he had Canelo on the back foot. He had him against the ropes. He was landing at will, basically. But can Terrance Crawford do that? Can Terrance, yeah, he has a 4-inch reach advantage. I mean, but look how much bigger Caleb Plant was, right? And Bivol is he's bigger than, he's bigger than Caleb Plant. But look at this. People will tell you, yeah, Dimitri Bivol was not bigger. I mean, he's bigger, but he didn't use his weight. Like, he didn't bully Canelo. He didn't use his weight to press Canelo, but he kind of did. If you think about it, those combinations he was landing as he was walking forward, he put his body in those punches and was able to back Canelo up, right? He was able to back Canelo up. His weight definitely helped. Being able to stalk forward and understand that when you throw punches, you know, you're putting your body behind it. You know, Dimitri Bivol was not throwing arm punches at Canelo. So if you have that extra weight and you know, you punch properly, you're gonna have some torque behind that due to your weight. You know what I'm saying? And Canelo is used to fighting bigger guys. But, you know, again, how effective is Terrance Crawford at 154? Judging from that Israel Madrimov fight, I would have to see more of him at 154. And if he was not very effective against Dmitry Bivol, how effective is he going to be at 168 against Canelo? No. Israel Madrimov does not fight like Canelo. Canelo does not fight like Israel Madrimov. But that's not the point, right? That's not the point. The point is, Terrance Crawford has all these tools, right? We know he has all these tools, including power. But if the power didn't translate to 154, and Terrance Crawford, you know, he wasn't moving, right? He wasn't outboxing Israel Madrimov at all. Cameron says, entire fight he would have to do it. Exactly. Yeah, he would. Terrance Crawford was not moving. He did not use, you know, he didn't have the footwork that he normally has. You know what I'm saying? He did not control the pace. He didn't do any of that. The things he normally does in his fights, right? And listen, Terrance Crawford has a tendency to stand in front of you as well, right? We know he can box. We know he can turn his opponents. We know he can do all that. But he likes to, if you land on him, he likes to get in there and bang with you. Is he going to do that against Canelo? He did not look comfortable at all. And yeah, oh, Israel Madrimov. Oh, it was just a herky-jerkiness and all that other shit. No, it wasn't herky-jerky, right? To me, herky-jerky is what, you know, Tyson Fury was doing against Deontay Wilder in that first fight, right? That was herky-jerky. You know, doing all that silly shit, right? That's herky-jerky, right? Israel Madrimov doing was not herky-jerky. He was going up and down, lateral movement, you know what I'm saying, feints. Now we're calling feinting herky-jerky to downplay what Israel Madrimov was doing. I mean, it's wild shit. Oh, Israel Madrimov, oh, he was just herky-jerky. Oh, he was just feinting and that's it. He was feinting the whole time, right? But the feinting, right, and the movement that he was performing, you know what I'm saying, using his feet, you know, he had good foot placement. Terrance Crawford was in southpaw, and when you fight a southpaw, you generally want to try to keep your foot on the outside of theirs. It gives you better position. You know what I'm saying? When you're trading or when you're boxing. So Israel Madrimov was doing that very effectively. But, you know, they want to call it herky-jerky. It is what it is. We know it wasn't. Herky-jerky, okay. You know, okay. Feints, movement, you know what I'm saying? Not showing, giving different looks, you know, not keeping a rhythm that Terrance Crawford can time. These are things that Israel Madrimov was doing, and Terrance Crawford could not figure it. It's the 9th round, 10th round. Well, guess what? By then, it's too late. Israel Madrimov did this to Terrance Bud Crawford, y'all. And Terrance Bud Crawford is #1 pound for pound. Cameron says Bud was unable to adapt and readjust to Madrimov's style. Exactly. He was, yeah. I mean, it is what it is. Israel Madrimov was the better man that night. But no one wants to very few people want to give him that credit. I know a few people I can count on my hand. Sister Cameron, BFTB, myself, and a few other people. But when the bias comes through, sometimes that wins over the fans. You want Crawford. You want Crawford to have beaten Madrimov so badly that you'll dismiss the first 9 rounds. The first 10 rounds, you'll dismiss them. The first 10 rounds of the fight, you'll dismiss all those rounds. And when Terrance Crawford finally shows up in the 11th round and starts throwing combinations that really did not have much effect, people were saying that Madrimov got hurt. The fuck? When Madrimov never got hurt. Was he off balance a couple times? Listen, Terrance Crawford never hurt Israel Madrimov. He landed some combinations, yeah. He threw some combinations, landed a couple of punches out of those combinations. But goddamn, to say Anarchy was good, how you doing? To say that, oh, Terrance Crawford, yeah, he hurt Madrimov. No, he didn't. There's one dude that was on Champ's side. We were talking about it. And I said that Madrimov clearly won. Everybody came out the woodworks, started attacking me, to call me a casual. It's crazy. This one dude said that Terrance Crawford, he started getting it in the 9th round. And I was like, what? But you think Terrance Crawford won? But he didn't show up until the 9th round. So I asked him, I said, hey, man, they don't like when I ask questions when I go on these panels because they're setup questions and, they don't want anybody but themselves to ask setup questions for whatever reason. So when I ask questions, what's the point? Whatever. Anyway, so I asked the setup question. So you said, you think Terrance Crawford won? He's like, yeah. The dude named, he called himself No Cap, but that's all he is Cap. And I said, okay, well, you said Terrance Crawford didn't show up in the 9th round. He was like, yeah. I said, well, how is it that he won if he didn't show up until the 9th round? You got 3 rounds left. So how is it that he didn't show up to the 9th round? Well, you got, included in the 9th round, you got 4 rounds. You need more than 4 rounds to win. So how is it that Terrance Crawford didn't show up to the 9th round, but he won? Oh, well, Israel, he said Terrance Crawford was just jabbing the shit out of him and grabbing the crap out of him. Just kidding. And, Terrance Crawford was jabbing the crap out of him. And Israel Madrimov was just fainting all day. I was like, okay, complete nonsense, right? But you can't tell these people nothing. So he said that, which sounded crazy as heck, right? So I said, well, when, because this dude is a Devin Haney hater. I said, okay, so now you value the jab. But when Devin Haney was jabbing the crap out of Kambosos, y'all clowned him and dismissed him. Oh, he just jabbed and grabbed. You clowned him. But when Terrance Crawford jabs, it's the most dazzling thing in the world. Y'all want to give people credit for just jabbing now? And first of all, Terrance Crawford was pawing. He wasn't landing no jabs. He landed 1.5, 3 at the. He landed 4 jabs in the fight. Acting like Terrance Crawford was just throwing all kind of stiff jabs that was disrupting Madrimov's rhythm. No, if he was like Devin Haney did, I would say yeah. But when Devin Haney did against Kambosos, they hurt. If you ask Kambosos, these things when Devin was doing it, it was very effective. Those were clean hard punches. It disrupted Kambosos, threw him off rhythm, had him stumbling and bumbling. You know what I'm saying? So, but Terrance Crawford was not doing that against Madrimov. So you trying to tell me that Terrance Crawford beat Madrimov with just a jab in the first 8-9 rounds, and then Madrimov didn't land anything. Oh yeah, Madrimov did not land anything. He was just faking all day. Okay, and when I was able to articulate why Madrimov was winning, oh yeah, oh they got upset. They couldn't have that. Cut me off, wouldn't let me finish. You know what I'm saying? Because they had nothing for it. Oh, and then I became a casual because I was able to articulate why. I have never been a boxing casual because, you know, I might not research and study academically all the time. You know what I'm saying? Because it takes a lot of time to do that. But trust me, I know boxing. I know how to score a fight. I know what a good boxing match looks like. I know how to box. If I'm able to articulate why I believe Madrimov won, and you can't articulate why Terrance Crawford won in the sport that is driving it into the ground. All this emotionalism, all this appeal to emotion, appeal to the majority, appeal to the finances, all those things that really don't matter at the end of the day. You throw two people in the ring, what they do in that ring is the only thing that matters, right? How much you like them, how you like their hair, you know what I'm saying? Oh, he's a wrestler. He wrestled. Like, that mattered, right? Some dude was like, oh yeah, Terrance Crawford, he beat Israel Madrimov because he's a good wrestler. What the fuck are you talking about? There's no wrestling in boxing. I don't understand where y'all getting this from. Oh, Terrance Crawford is strong because he's a wrestler, so that will help him. No, it won't. You can't wrestle in fucking boxing. You can barely hold. When you hold, you better be doing something. You try to do all this underhooks, overhooks, and all that shit, and start, doing little silly things. You're gonna get broken up, right? Well, how is Terrance Crawford's wrestling gonna help him in boxing? Will it help him in a street fight? Absolutely. Are those two good weapons they have in a street fight? Boxing knowledge and wrestling knowledge? Absolutely. But in a boxing match, how is wrestling gonna help you? It makes no sense. Like, Terrance Crawford is not a professional wrestler. Israel Madrimov, if Terrance Crawford is special, so is Israel Madrimov. And he's somebody to look out for, I think, in 154. I think he really is. But we just had to keep it real, man. We got to keep it real about what Terrance Crawford, his abilities, the scope of his abilities, and the range of his abilities, right? Can we do that? Now, I don't know what this fight against Canelo is going to look like, but they're not fighting until September. So what Crawford should do is fight somebody at 168. Anybody. It doesn't even fucking matter who it is. I know there's not a lot of superstars at 68 right now. Dave Benavidez moved up. David Morrell moved up. You know what I'm saying? But you do have Caleb Plant. You got Caleb Plant up there. You know what I'm saying? Unless he did Caleb Plant. No, I don't think he moved up. Hell, he should go up there and fight Caleb Plant. Caleb Plant does not fight like Canelo at all, but just to get acclimated, go up there and fight somebody at 168. Anthony Durrell, fight him. I know Caleb Plant knocked him out, but he needs to test at 168. He needs to do something. He should not be sitting and resting on his laurels until September. That would be a wild thing to do. He needs to do something up there to get acclimated, right? he should go up there and fight somebody that is not Canelo, you know, that has a similar look to Canelo maybe, or not even that. Because really for me, it's not even only about what he can withstand at that weight, but what he can do against an opponent at that weight. You think Caleb Plant would annihilate him? I think he might. I think he might too. I think Caleb Plant might annihilate him as well. You know, because think about it. If Terrance Crawford can't bring that power up, Caleb Plant will be a problem for him. You know, because Caleb Plant can box like a motherfucker. You know, Caleb Plant can box. He can move. You know what I'm saying? I mean, he's tough. You know, even though he got stopped by Canelo and Dave Benavidez, that was in later rounds. He gave him problems in the first half of the fight. He was outboxing Canelo. He was outboxing David Benavidez. And David Benavidez is, for all intents and purposes, a weight bully at 168 in my mind. I know we like David Benavidez, but he's a weight bully. You know, he lost. I mean, listen, he missed weight a couple times at 168. He should be at 175. Hell, he can fight a heavyweight. You know, he can fight cruiserweight. But I feel like, just like Sebastian Fundora is a weight bully, you know, but his frame allows him to fight at 160 or 154, which is crazy to me. But anyway, Andy, the way he knocked Andy Durrell out, wow, that was crazy. That was very impressive. Yeah, I think Caleb Plant would be a problem for Terrance Crawford. Be a big problem. Because while Terrance Crawford has all those tools, you know, what really helped him at 147 was being able, he stopped everybody he fought at 147, right? That is the key. Because Terrance Crawford can get knocked down, right? He got knocked down, in my mind, against, whatever the fuck his name is, Mean Machine, whatever, I don't know his name. The Russian dude, I forgot his name. And then, you know, he was able, even though they didn't count it as a knockdown, he was able to come back and stop him. So, Crawford had the ability to change the tides with his power, you know? Yeah, Green Machine, yeah. And, you know, he was able to do that. He's not gonna be able to do that at 168. He's not gonna be able to change the tide and turn the tide. He couldn't do it against Madrimov. He turned up in the later rounds, but it didn't mean nothing. You know, he might run around, but hell, as simple as Madrimov's, thank you, Judah, yes. As simple as Madrimov's strategy was, Terrance Crawford, he couldn't do anything with it. And yes, it was a simple strategy. It was a simple strategy. I can show y'all one day, in a little video. They made it look like a Rubik's Cube. Israel Madrimov was not a Rubik's Cube in that fight. He used many of the basics. He used good footwork, you know, stiff right hands, good body shots. He trapped Terrance Crawford, you know what I'm saying? Set him up, countered. He countered the shit out of Terrance Crawford. And that's what Terrance Crawford is used to doing. And when Terrance Crawford tried to counter, Israel Madrimov's head was offline. His head was off enough for him to be in position. Understand? Because y'all think that when Israel Madrimov, listen, y'all thought that Terrance Crawford was landing with counters and with with punches that he was not landing with, because Israel Madrimov was able to slip and roll just enough for Terrance Crawford to miss by mere centimeters and come back with his own counter because of his foot placement and because of not taking his head too far off the center line. He was in position. He was in position to land against Terrance Crawford. And this is something I understand. You know what I'm saying? I understand these things because I do the same thing when I'm sparring, right? I do the same thing. Just as much a chance as Terrance Crawford does. You understand? So that's what I would say. But, you know, who am I? Anyway, y'all, I don't even know if my live is working right now. Comment in the comment section. Let me know what you think about what I'm saying. Do you agree? Do you not agree? Do you think that because let me know what y'all think. If Terrance Crawford is #1 pound for pound king, what is Israel Madrimov to you guys? Like, what do you think about what is his position? Right? Forget about, you know, the accolades and all that. Just in terms of, you know, the sweet science. The sweet science. Based on just what you know about the sweet science, what do you think Madrimov would place? You know, or would he place at all? Anyway, I'm gonna highlight y'all later. Much love, like, share, subscribe. And we're gonna keep on freedom and truth.